From Tuscarora Lodge and Canoe Outfitters, we shuttle you approximately 3 miles down the road to the Cross River Bridge on the North Gunflint Lake Road. Paddle around the point on Gunflint Lake, through the Gunflint Lake Narrows, and across Magnetic Lake to reach your first portage. The first 3 portages of the trip are on the Canadian side of the river, but thanks to an agreement between the U.S.-Canadian governments, you don't need any special documentation to use these portages. On some maps, the first portage looks like one long portage, but it's actually 2 portages. After getting back in the canoe and paddling approximately a football field length, you'll reach the portage around Little Rock Falls. Continue up the river, then take a 30-rod portage around some rapids. As you continue up the river, you'll see your first campsite opportunity on the left-hand side. This campsite is up high and has a great overlook. If you're not ready to camp yet, take the 100-rod portage into Clove Lake, where there are 3 campsites to choose from. Leaving Clove Lake, you will take a 48-rod portage around rapids. This portage is low and swampy. The next portage you reach is actually called the Swamp Portage, but it's often not as mucky as the previous portage you just took. After one more short, easy portage, you will reach the only moving water you need to navigate on the entire trip. Make sure you and your paddling partner have a plan before you start. Aim for the dark center of the current. You will need to enter the current twice to make it around this bend. Take another short portage to reach the area on the Granite River with the most campsites. Camp on Nice Lake, Devil's Elbow, or Marabou Lake. From Marabou Lake, you have a long, straight, northerly paddle to the Horsetail Rapids portage on the Canadian side of the river. On this portage, make sure you portage all the way past the sloping rock face and go down a small hill before you put the canoe back in the water. Paddle a short distance to the portage around Sag Falls. This portage is on the American side of the river. At the base of the falls, you can opt to be picked up by Tuscarora's towboat service. Otherwise, continue on to spend a night or 2 on Saganaga Lake or paddle out to the public landing and call us for a pickup.